One of the things, being woke, as it was originally defined, was a good thing,
Yeah.
right? Because being woke described having sensitivity to those that had greater challenges in their life, whether it was physical disabilities or um, facing social challenges or whatever. And being sensitive to that was a good thing. But I think it has been um weaponized. I think it has been uh, turned on its head, and people are now um pursuing narratives that are trying to hijack core values in this country.
Dr. Phil McGraw is reportedly fed up with Oprah Winfrey's woke mind virus agenda, and his criticism is said to have shaken her. Despite their close professional history, with Oprah helping launch Dr. Phil's career, the two now seem to differ on political and cultural issues. Dr. Phil's frustrations with Oprah's stance could signal a deeper rift between them, creating tension in their long-standing relationship.
People have an expectation for who they think you are. When you start to exceed that expectation, they start to go into who does she think she is, or who does he think he is.
Dr. Phil and Oprah have a long-standing and close relationship that dates back to the late 1990s. Their connection began when Oprah hired Dr. Phil's legal consulting firm, Courtroom Sciences Inc., to help her during a lawsuit in 1996. Impressed with his expertise, Oprah invited Dr. Phil to appear on her show as a regular guest expert in psychology and relationships.
The thing I've never said before is he knew he was dying. His heart was failing, it was not repairable. And he had gone to the doctor for a follow-up visit. He came home and I went by and I said, "So what'd they tell you?" And he said, "Well, let's just put it this way, don't buy me any green bananas." And that was his way of saying,
Not gonna be around long.
don't have much to go.
Yeah.
And I remember that day he told me, and this was before I knew you. It was before I'd been on the show. It was before I'd done anything of that nature. He said, "I don't know how you're going to hear this."
Dr. Phil's popularity on the Oprah Winfrey Show led Oprah to help him launch his own talk show, Dr. Phil, in 2002 through her production company, Harpo Productions. The show became a huge success and solidified Dr. Phil's status as a television personality.
Did we elect the people that shut the schools down, or were they appointed?
Yes, of course we did.
No, we didn't.
Well, we didn't elect Trump and Biden? Because
We didn't elect the people that made the decision to shut down the schools.
they could have been overruled by Trump and Biden.
But they weren't.
Okay, but that's still politics.
Well, if your aunt had nuts, she'd be your uncle. That's a big if.
That's unfair. I mean,
That's a real big if. These people made the decision to shut the schools down without any plan for opening them back up. These are bureaucrats, not politicians.
okay, well, bureaucrats are politicians.
You got me there.
Okay. But the other thing we don't...
I'll give you that one.
Dr. Phil has consistently expressed deep gratitude toward Oprah Winfrey for the role she played in his career and life. He credits her with changing his life when she helped him launch his show, Dr. Phil, which became a major success. Reflecting on their relationship, Dr. Phil has shared that he still writes Oprah a personal thank you letter every year, a tradition he has maintained for over 25 years. He believes in acknowledging the impact she has had on him and his family, often emphasizing the importance of not forgetting who brought you to the dance.
What was it like working with Oprah back in the day?
Oprah's great. I mean, she's really great. We've been friends for, 35 years now, I guess. And people ask me sometimes, is she as nice as she seems? And I always say, no, she's nicer. Television's not big enough to capture her. She's really the real deal.
How did that relationship start? Was it?
While Dr. Phil McGraw has maintained a close relationship with Oprah Winfrey, he has expressed differing views on certain social issues, particularly regarding woke culture. Dr. Phil has voiced concerns about what he sees as an overreach of cancel culture and the negative impact of these ideologies, such as the focus on inclusivity and diversity at the expense of meritocracy and personal accountability.
Now, anywhere from 15 to 30% of students think it's okay to shout down somebody you disagree with, to protest and run them off campus. You don't listen to them, you get rid of them. You don't want to hear it, you don't want to see it, you don't want to have anything to do with it. They protest and yell them down. What's that about? They don't want to hear it. And I think that we're coddling this whole generation, and when they get out of school and get into the world where that's not going to happen, they're going to be competitive, we're going to have a real problem.
I'm a mathematician and a physicist. You cannot tell me.
So I have a question.
And also, you're not a biologist.
So I have a question.
I'm 20.
As a mathematician and a physicist, what in the hell do you know about human biology?
And you got your law degree from Harvard. What do you know about biology? You got your law degree from Harvard.
And frankly,
what do you know about biology?
And frankly, I would ask another question. If your logic is so flawed as a mathematician and a physicist, I would suggest that whichever institution gave you an award, revoke it immediately.
He has critiqued this cultural shift in various public forums, including interviews and his own platform, stressing the importance of facts, open dialogue, and personal responsibility.
Yeah, I mean, you call the book We've Got Issues, How You Can Stand Strong for America's Soul and Sanity. People talk about artificial intelligence, so we can come to that. They talk about climate change. They talk about these things which could be an existential threat to the world. How big a threat do you think to people's well-being, particularly young people, is the cell phone?
I think it's probably the biggest change we've faced since the Industrial Revolution. The biggest change, and I know the Industrial Revolution can be divided up in maybe 3 or 4 industrial revolutions.
Oprah Winfrey has been a strong supporter of social justice movements and has actively used her platform to promote discussions around systemic discrimination, inequality, and other social issues. Following events like the police killing of George Floyd, Oprah hosted specials addressing these issues, featuring influential voices such as Ava DuVernay and Stacey Abrams. She has also been vocal about her personal experiences and the impact of racial profiling on her loved ones.
If you got kids in college and the commencement speaker is likely to spew out woke rhetoric, encourage them to stand up and walk the hell out. That will be one of the best life lessons that you can give them before they head off into the world themselves. Play the clip.
You are the generation that is forced to depend on body cams to obtain justice. And even then, accountability, as we've seen again and again, can be so hard to come by. You witnessed the storming of the Capitol and the death of civility. You're acutely aware that voting rights are being gutted, women's rights are being dismantled, books are being banned, history is being rewritten.
It is funny to me that a lot of these people pushing these agendas are already filthy rich and largely unaffected by what they want the rest of us to comply with through either being forced to change or agree with. And it is so weird that the Dems seem to never be concerned about the real issues like inflation, high gas, foreign threats, and the crime. Be sure to subscribe.
Why do you think we're in a happiness slump in America?
Ooh, I will tell you, one of the most profound reasons, I think, is because everybody is looking at other people's social media, what they believe to be other people's lives, which is only a snapshot of other people's lives, and feeling envy about that. And one of the things that Arthur and I talk about in this book is that envy is the great destroyer.
The happiness killer.
It is the happiness killer. And so anytime you're looking at anything else with envy,
you have already killed your own happiness or your ability to be happier in that moment and probably in moments to come.
In her efforts to maintain her image as a saintly figure, Oprah has openly supported gender fluidity and the importance of embracing one's true self.
You need to surround yourself with people who are going to stimulate, inspire, and lift you up, who are going to give you energy and not take energy away from you. And if you're around people who are taking energy away from you, that's an energy drain, and that is the sign from your instinct, your inner voice, your intuition to say, let them go.
Wow.
Yeah.
While Oprah Winfrey has built a reputation as a champion for social justice and equality, she has also faced accusations regarding her treatment of certain Black artists and individuals. Oprah has also come under growing scrutiny for her treatment and compensation of Black artists involved in her projects, prompting significant questions about equity and representation within the industry.
This movie was important because it created a space and roles for a group of Black women.
Yes, and I would just like to say about this whole Taraji, you know, I heard I was trending yesterday because people are saying that I was not supporting Taraji. Taraji will tell you herself that I've been the greatest champion of this film, championing not only the behind-the-scenes production, but also everything that everybody needed. So whenever I heard that there was something that people needed, I'm not in charge of the budget because that's Warner Brothers. You know, that's the way the studio system works. And we as producers, everybody gets their salary. That's negotiated by your team. And so whenever I heard there was an issue or there was a problem with the cars or there was a problem with the food, I would step in and do whatever I could to make it right.
Henson specifically mentioned that she and other Black actors, including those working on The Color Purple, received lower pay compared to their peers, leading to significant backlash against Oprah, who co-produced the film.
Well, Oprah Winfrey is hitting back at claims that she created a negative experience for the cast during the filming of The Color Purple.
Now, speculations started when one of the film's stars spoke out about being paid inadequately in Hollywood, as well as criticising production for making cast members drive themselves to set in rental cars. But the media mogul has shut all of those rumours down, saying there's no bad blood between the pair.
Critics, including prominent figures like rapper 50 Cent, have accused Oprah of disproportionately targeting Black men in her support of the Me Too movement. For example, 50 Cent criticized her for focusing on allegations against Black figures, such as Michael Jackson and Russell Simmons, while seemingly overlooking similar accusations involving white men in Hollywood. This has led to claims that Oprah has not always supported Black artists in a consistent manner, fueling criticism from some in the Black community.
Oprah special, so how are y'all getting along and have y'all spoke after this?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't have anything against Oprah.
You just called her a bitch.
I'm gonna tell you why.
You named your dog Oprah, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
That?
Look.
I remember that.
No, look, every time she made a mention to hip-hop culture, it was something that was wrong with it. And it was something that was on my CD that was the largest debut in hip-hop album. You're looking at it and you're saying that everything that's wrong with our culture is why I'm a success.
Wow.
So when I actually got a chance to talk to her, she was like, I never thought about it like that. She's not where she's at by accident.
One of the gravest allegations against Oprah Winfrey is the accusation that she was involved in providing and preparing children for Diddy's infamous parties. Adding to these startling claims is the controversy surrounding Oprah's Leadership Academy for Girls in South Africa.
Why have all of the girls went missing that was at that school graduating class and nobody is talking about it? I'll tell you why. Because you guys are protected and I don't appreciate it. I want you guys to tap in, tune in, comment. If you guys know about it, talk about it, spread the word, share this. Those girls in Africa went missing. That was at Oprah's school, Oprah Winfrey. Where were these girls at? Has anybody found them? Why is there not enough coverage on this? But those 5 guys that went missing, RIP, definitely feel bad for them. That's a lot of coverage. Of course. Anyways, peace out.
Founded with the noble intention of empowering underprivileged girls, the school has faced allegations of misconduct in the past, raising concerns.
Of getting inappropriate with kids. Turns out at least 6 girls aged 13 to 15 were allegedly systematically and ritualistically targeted. Oprah went on record saying she was going to look at the situation, but after her investigation, the employee was cleared of any wrongdoing, and some allege Oprah had a hand in trying to cover it up. But these incidents continue to rock the school, including a newborn baby being found unalived at the school, which some say was for trafficking.
Oprah is known to have close ties with controversial figures like Diddy. Critics have drawn striking parallels between the two, suggesting a possible connection through their alleged involvement in larger conspiracies that are sparking widespread concern in the entertainment industry.
Attention and the seduction from the predator, who is probably going to be somebody you know.
Right.
In order for it to work, it has to be somebody you know, somebody you admire, somebody you respect, or maybe even love. And it feels good. I mean, if you're 7 years old and somebody, which I was trying to say this to my friends who had children, you're 7 years old and someone is stroking your penis, it feels good. Right. Even though you don't have a name for what that is, it feels good.
This connection has sparked intense debate among fans and industry insiders alike as they grapple with the implications of such associations and what it could mean for both figures moving forward.
Fuck you, Oprah Winfrey! Fuck you, Tyler Perry! Fuck them cool motherfuckers! I said it, nigga, say it with me! Fuck you, Oprah Winfrey! Fuck you, Tyler Perry! You cool motherfucker! Now some niggas got scared. It was like, you going too far, bitch.
Numerous claims and rumors have emerged surrounding Oprah Winfrey, particularly concerning her alleged support for controversial figures, which has raised eyebrows and sparked heated debates among both fans and critics. Some believe she has maintained ties with individuals whose actions and beliefs have ignited significant controversy, prompting many to question her judgment and motivations.
Let's talk about what's happening with Harvey Weinstein. I know you posted on Facebook already, but you haven't kind of spoken yet publicly about what's going on.
I think that this is, I'm always trying to look for the rainbow in the cloud, whatever is the silver lining. And this is what I do know for sure. When something this major happens, when you have the fallout, 50 women coming forward, that it's a watershed moment. And what I do believe is actually happening is that, first of all, it's triggering a lot of unreleased pain.
In the context of her connections to other contentious figures, Oprah has publicly addressed the Harvey Weinstein scandal, calling it a watershed moment in the battle against harassment and misconduct. Her comments emphasize the need for public discourse on these critical issues, advocating for accountability and change within the entertainment industry.
Repressed anger, guilt, and suffering that a lot of women have had. I happened to be on set with several actresses the other day, and we were filming some things, and they hadn't slept over a period of 2 or 3 days, and I was like, what is that? I said, oh, you guys are suffering from PTSD.
And when you start talking about it out loud too,
everybody has a story. Everybody has a story. And so I think this is a watershed moment. And if we make this just about Harvey Weinstein, then we will have lost this moment.
Oprah is also well known for her body positivity movement and motivational speeches, encouraging people to embrace self-acceptance and love themselves as they are.
If Trump wins, that Epstein client list is going to become public. And some of those billionaires behind Kamala are terrified of that outcome.
Do you think Reid Hoffman's uncomfortable?
Yes, and Gates.
And Gates.
Yeah, I mean, he's terrified of a Trump victory. I think he is concerned about the Epstein situation.
There are a lot of videos, apparently. Those rooms on the island, and I think out in New Mexico, were wired for video.
Right. And where's the video? I mean, between Diddy and Epstein, it's good. There's probably several thousand hours of footage.
However, her recent dramatic weight loss has led some to believe that it might be part of a larger agenda, raising questions about the consistency of her body positivity message.
So here's Oprah. A couple of days ago, she did a wonderful show about fat shaming and how nobody should be fat shamed or being shamed into being overweight. And she stressed the important points of getting rid of weight. And there are multiple ways of getting rid of weight, and everybody has has their own way to get rid of weight. Some people want to diet and exercise, and that's fine for them, and more power to them, and let them do that. Some patients do better with a gastric bypass, sleeve, etc., and more power to them, and some patients prefer to lose the weight that way. And there are a subset of patients too who want to lose weight with these medications, these new GLP-1s, which are fantastic, things like Ozempic, which she has admitted to being on, Zepbound and Ozempic, all these medications which are fantastic, FDA approved, and really, really work. So no more fat shaming, please, and however you want to lose the weight is good by me and is good by Oprah.
Some critics allege that Oprah has used weight loss medications, raising concerns about the implications of her dramatic transformation. During one of her shows, she reportedly encouraged viewers to consider these medications without fully disclosing their potential side effects. This has led to accusations that she is promoting a misleading narrative about weight loss and health.
Figured this would only be a matter of time after Oprah, who's on the board of Weight Watchers, admitted that she's on Ozempic. She has now left her position on the board of the weight loss company as Weight Watchers stock plummets and weight loss medication skyrockets. Of course, the lawsuits for these weight loss drugs are growing by the day and are being completely buried by the mainstream media, who get advertising money from Big Pharma. I have a feeling that Oprah is going to be regretting this promotion sooner rather than later, and I hope she doesn't get stone stomach.
Critics argue that her influence could pressure individuals to pursue similar methods without understanding the risks involved, undermining her message of self-acceptance. As a prominent figure, her choices carry significant weight, prompting a deeper examination of the ethics surrounding her health advocacy.
If you saw the Hulu special with Oprah, it basically looked like the manufacturers paid her to promote it. Basically, no one really, they touched about the side effects, but they didn't really go deeper than just being like, well, you might be nauseous and, you know, you might have stomach issues, but, you know, it could just be the diet change.
Well, I mean, they come across as trying to be some sort of neutral reporter, which is certainly not the case, because there's a major federal lawsuit consolidated from the entire United States into one court because there are going to be so many cases, and they did not mention it, not one word.
Amid these allegations, Dr. Phil has come forward to expose what he describes as these dark agendas, which poses a significant threat to Oprah. His revelations could potentially lead her into serious trouble, further complicating her public image and raising questions about her practices and affiliations.
I've had influencers on the show that said, I post a video where I'm putting on all these clothes and saying, I'm going to the NBA All-Star game, and you know, should I wear this or should I wear that? They said, as soon as that camera stops, I carefully take those clothes off because I don't own them. I have to take them back to the store. I'm not going to the NBA All-Star game. I'm going to sit on the couch in my sweats just like everybody else. You've seen it. There's that private jet thing. That private jet thing in Santa Monica. They rent that out by the 15 minutes.
And then at this point in time, I was in a special unit of CBS. It consisted of Dr. Phil, Oprah Winfrey, Judge Judy, and Judge Joe Brown. And there was a guy named Roger King who discovered Oprah and Phil that CBS brought in when he...
Homie got an eye for talent. Homie he better than the dude Adam Sandler just played.
Brought in Phil and Oprah, and they gave him me and Judy. He called me to a side and he said, man, they're doing you wrong. See, he wasn't a Hollywood type.
Look, he said he put it in a lot of the celebrities, and they said somebody came to them and was like, yo, this ain't right. It ain't right, man.
The former pro football player, and he inherited this from his dad, who invented TV syndication. He said, I don't like what I'm seeing. I'm going to fix this up.
What do you think about Dr. Phil's bold stance against Oprah Winfrey and the allegations surrounding her? Share your thoughts in the comments below.